Okay, now we are live. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty there. For some reason, OBS just unassigned all of my audio inputs and outputs here, so I just had to get that reconfigured. Started a fresh new stream though. We're back. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, whether it was just Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving week, or Thanksgiving month. I don't know. Whatever was good for you. Okay. Yeah, that is playing. That's playing. That's live. That's live. And that broadcast from earlier is deleted now. Okay, cool. So we are fresh in the right order. All right, so now we are back with the ball game here. Don't know what the game's called. Don't even really know what the game's going to be. Best idea is maybe like a golf game where you are the ball and you're just kind of going from obstacle to obstacle. It could be, I don't know. What are some other ball ideas? Well, that's something that I'm really struggling with. I'm currently really struggling with figuring out what. So I'm currently really struggling with trying to figure out what the identity of this game is going to be, because right now, as you can see, it's just a ball, and I don't really know what else to do with it. He can do this. Check it out. Go to level 1. Can charge the ball. Go in a different direction. It slow-mos while you're in the air. Then you just get from one end to the other. This box can go wherever. You made it. I can restart the level. Oh wait, I think I set up a box behind? I thought I did though. Okay, maybe not. Restart level. And you can jump from platform to platform to platform. You can't move with WASD though. The arrow keys or joystick. Oh, and now I have fallen. You can move by charging up a little dash, but you can't actually WASD or key your way around. All of your movement is tied to this dash right here. So as far as like a theming or an identity for this, I have no idea. I think I might just make it a simple little golf game where you're going from like floating obstacle to floating obstacle. But aside from that, I don't know what to theme this game as. If you have any ideas, I'd appreciate some input or comment or anything of the regard. But right now, I'm just struggling to give this game an actual identity because it's just ball, dashing to obstacles, and getting to the end. I missed the 50-second stream. Yeah. So I booted up the stream earlier, and OBS had like unassigned all of my audio inputs and outputs. And instead of sitting there just with my face struggling to figure out what's going on, I just went ahead and ended the stream and came back to it. Oh, hey, how's it going, DB? Good to see you. But yeah, what I was talking about right now is that I'm struggling to give this game any identity. I might end up just making the simple little golf platformer game that I was pitching before, but I feel like there's endless theming possibilities with this because it's just a ball. You got levels, not even real levels. They're just little maps that I put together that you can get to the end of to test like loading in from level to level or from a main menu. You can restart it, go to the next level, and you can jump onto platforms. But aside from that, I don't really know what else I'm going to make with it. If I don't have any other ideas, I think I'm just going to default to making it like a little golf ball platforming game where you're just jumping from obstacle to obstacle. But I just can't help but feel like there's another game under here somewhere that, oh, I fell, that could come out as far as a different theme. Oh, yeah, I'm doing really good. Doing really good. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and same with you, Bacon Guy. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, everyone. It's been a long 2 weeks since I've streamed last, but I'm happy to be back streaming. See, today I could probably work on like some moving obstacles. I think that'd be fun. Maybe like some pendulums or just platforms that just move back and forth. Stuff that can hit you. I was thinking like a giant golf club. It could be a possibility. But as far as what the right thing to do next is, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't think there is a right thing. It's just whatever you feel like doing in that moment, as long as you're not. I was gonna say as long as you're not like wasting time, but why does it really matter? You know, it doesn't matter if I'm wasting time or doing things inefficiently. That's part of learning. So next, I'm thinking, all right, let's turn map 1 into something. And it doesn't even have to be this map. I could make a different one, like this file of a map. I could delete this file and then just name something else map 1, because I think everything loads by name right now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I gotta remember where that logic is. I think it's in the boxes, right? End box. No, maybe not. No, because this is just the menu. Okay. Let me look through my stuff again. This is also why documentation is important. I'm sure I need to start documenting like where stuff is located as far as like what logic is in what thing. Okay, it's not going to be in here. Is it in the main menu blueprint? Is that what it is? Because that's the camera. It's the game mode. UI. The pause blueprint? I don't think so. Graph. Oh no, it is. Yeah. Okay. Open level by name. Hit current level. That's for restarting the level. Okay. On quit, just quit the game, and open level by reference. Main menu. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think it is mainly just in the menus that I'm doing all this transferring from level to level. So it'd be in this blueprint here that loads. Okay, so we got quit. Levels button sets the visibility to levels. Level 1. Yeah. Okay, so it's right here. So it is map 1, map 2, map 3. And the victory screen as well. That's what it is. All right, it's all coming back to me now. It's coming back to me. I'm starting to remember. Yeah, get the current level to restart, yada yada. Set the current map to the current level name. Wait. Yes, it sets the variable of current map to current level name. And as long as you're on the current level, and it says map 1, then you go to map 2, and yeah, so on. I probably should just set everything to load by map name. So that way, if I delete a file and decide to make a new map file, I can just name that file map 2 or map 3, and I don't have to come back and like re-reference or relink the broken references. That might be the smarter way to do it. Let's try that. Yeah, because these are just random names here too, and yeah, it doesn't matter. So we'll do open level by name. Map 2. Okay. You know what? I'm going to leave that there. I don't want to just delete it right away. We're just going to put that up there. Leave that there. I have been remembering to push to source control. Yes. Yeah. So each time at the end of a session, I open up GitHub Desktop I commit it to main, and then I think this is like a little push button that it turns into up here instead of fetch origin. It pushes it to the source. And I got a little bit confused at the start of the session earlier because I opened up the project from the Unreal Launcher. Oh, that was weird. I opened up the project from the Unreal Launcher, and I remembered I have to open it up from the documents here, the GitHub file path. But yes, I have, and I do appreciate your help on helping and getting me through setting that up because it was a little bit confusing the first time. Man, it is hot in here. Hang on. What are we looking at as far as thermostat? Let's turn that down a little bit. 70's not that high, but when I'm in an enclosed room with my PC, it starts to get a little bit hot. Put that down to 68. Also wearing a sweater too. It's been so cold all day. And the past like 2 or 3 days here, it's been really cold. Actually sleeted last night. Everything outside is like covered in water, frozen water, and just like kind of a small little layer of ice and sleet. Got like icicles and stuff dripping down from roofs and mailboxes. So it's been very cold outside and a little bit inside. So it's been sweater weather the past few days. Okay. Put another one of those right here. Just test to make sure that works. Yeah, open by name, open by reference. There's really, I don't really see any reason to open these by reference unless you're going to be changing the names of, unless that map's name is not final. But I don't see any reason to change the map's name from map 1, map 2, map 3 as far as like the file goes, because it's internal. You know, I might give the map a different name later, but that will always be map 1, map 2, map 3. But if not, I can just always... Silly goose there. Copied the same thing. Go map 3. Okay. I might as well just main menu. This is one that could probably, it doesn't matter if it's an object reference or a name. Like that's always going to be main menu. But just to test that this works exactly the same. I think it's going to, but just want to be certain. Yep. Yeah, so it really doesn't matter if I use reference or name. And then this makes it just slightly easier if I decide that I want to make a new map 1. I can just do that. Ooh. I assume the file system is not going to allow me to make the same name for two different maps. Because now I'm trying to imagine 2 maps attempting to load at the same time if they had the same name, but I would be shocked if it let me name them the same name anyway. Oh, the cat cam's on, but there's no cat here right now. Let me just turn that off until there is a cat. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, this is the right map I wanna mess with. Okay. So need to have a little bit more of a plan other than just putting blocks around. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I can just place blocks around until something feels good and then just theme it afterwards around what the blocks are at. I don't think I need to come up with a level theme and then place the blocks. Just place blocks. I should have some type of base theme though. Like I think each level should have some type of main challenge. Like this is the pendulum level. This is the weird moving platform level. Or I could just have one level that it's just all that stuff mixed together. I mean, like Rage games usually only have one level, for example. Except for what's that one? A difficult game about climbing. I think there's 2 levels in that game, but the second level was a whole like expansion that they did. I don't know. We'll experiment with multiple levels for now. Then yeah, I think I'll just this will basically be the tutorial level. So let's come up with a tutorial, something that teaches the player how these controls work. And to start off, I can get rid of this big old box here. I don't need this box. Ooh, can I just delete the ends of this box? Maybe? No, I don't think so. Wait, where were the extra? This not able to be edited after the fact? Crazy. Like if this was Blender, I feel like I would be in selection mode when I'm trying to get to edit mode. We got the modeling mode on right now. No, not try select. This does not feel right. Okay, I might just delete this and make a new one. That's going to be so much easier than trying to figure out how to re-edit a modeling blockout box. Okay, yeah, I think oh, that makes sense. I accidentally had the skybox selected. But either way, polygroup edit. Polygroup edit. Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. You're always a lifesaver. Dang, can I just like... If I delete that, so just going to delete that face. It does just delete that face. Yep. Yeah, so I think this still would have been easier to just... Yeah, well, good to know that I can edit that after the fact, but I think it is going to be easier to just delete that. Let's do place. Push pull can remove selections too. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's good to know. Okay, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was geometry, right? No, it's not geometry. I think I have to start in modeling mode. Yeah, modeling. Okay. Here is the player start. Let's put it like right there. All right, just make that little platform easy. Yeah, that's fine for what it is. Oh, it might be better to actually... I was going to lower that down, but it might be better to actually keep it slightly above the ground. Okay. Yeah, I actually like that it drops in rather than just starting on the ground already. Okay. So... how can I teach the player that their main source of movement is just dashing around like this, other than just explicitly telling them with text on a screen? There's a diegetic way I could teach them that. I would prefer that, so that it's just like baked into the environmental experience rather than being a, you know, a little floating fairy that pops up and says, "Hey, you can charge your dash." Hmm. Hmm. Side note, I feel a bit more confident in this mechanic because often while I'm working on this, I just get distracted, just dashing it around. Um, so that's probably a good sign that I'm not immediately bored or annoyed by the controls here. Sometimes I just get a weird little flow state of doing that. Okay. You know, I think part of the tutorial is going to be the fact that there are other obstacles that are not static. So maybe before I work on a tutorial of sorts, I should make some non-static obstacles. That's probably a more direct route to what I need to do. Okay. In that case, excuse me, sorry. Oh man, okay. I really need to organize this. This is crazy. Got this third person blueprint, which this is not even, I mean, it is technically a third person game, but I wouldn't refer to this as a third person game. It's a third ball game. There's no person here. Yeah, I need to categorize these a little bit better. So we've got controllers. See, I don't know if I should put all the controllers together in one folder or if I should have like the ball blueprint, the ball controller blueprint. Yeah, that's it here. So like if I have all the ball stuff in one folder, have all the menu stuff in one folder, like the main menu camera, main menu game mode. And the third person character is still here. I could probably delete that. Maybe. I don't think I'm going to need that for anything. I'm just wondering if there's anything that references to that is not immediately apparent, but I think I can probably just remove that. I'm going to do it. Delete. Yep. Let's delete that and just run through menu different levels real quick. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't imagine this would affect anything, but just doing the same little tests I was before to make sure. Okay, yeah. It wouldn't make sense if that had any effect on anything else. Okay, so I think I am going to go with categorizing. Like I'm going to have a ball folder. I'm going to have a main menu folder. I'm going to have a control. Do I not need? I don't think I need this either. Third person player controller. I'm not using that. All right, see you later. They're still referenced in memory. VP third person game mode. I don't think I'm using this game mode either. Yeah, because the game mode is the... I might be using the game mode, actually. Did I not make a different game mode? I don't think I made a different game mode. I think it's still all just the BP third-person game mode. Player controller class. BP third-person player controller. That's not right. I'm using the ball controller. Am I blind? Hang on. BP ball controller, BP level end, box, main menu, camera. Yeah, there's only the two game modes right here. What is... Where's the ball controller? Am I not using the ball controller right now? Did I make a controller that I'm not using? I might have. I think I did. Yes, yeah. It's a data-only blueprint. If I open it like this, then it does have this blueprint here. But I don't think I'm using the ball controller right now, unless I'm crazy. Where's the ball? BP ball. There's a pawn. How did this link again? I have to be using the ball controller. All the controls are here. Oh wait, no, that's the ball itself. Ball controller's over here, so. Sorry, excuse my brain fart while I remember what the heck the controllers are used for in the first place. Well, you know what? The fastest way to test it out, let's just go to third-person game mode. Select. I cannot select the ball from the player controller class. I got the ball controller. A ball controller right there. Okay. Ball controller. Default pawn class is BP ball. I'm not using the ball controller. Why don't I even make it to begin with? Hey, what if I do it like that? No. This has all been the third person player controller the whole time. I mean, if it ain't broke, you know? But that does make me think I should do a quick little deep dive on the purpose of these controllers in the first place. Let's see. What you got for me, Google? This is hilarious. This is the first time I've seen this specific blueprint right here. I mean, I paid no attention to how the player controllers were working. That's wild. Which I guess for one player really doesn't matter. Or like one character, one player. Touch inputs. Like I have not seen any of this. Skip mouse, look on mobile, had regular input mappings. We had input mappings and touch UI to local player. Okay, well, this is part of learning. Hilarious, but it is part of the learning process. Ball controller, yeah, ain't nothing going on here. Like, I guess I could technically like copy all this over to the ball controller, but there's no point of that. I might as well just keep using the third person player controller at that point. If this is the only thing in the controller, there's like a touch controls variable too. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to keep using the third person controller. There's no reason to, excuse me, there's no reason to bother making this separate controller. I can actually just delete the ball controller. I'm going to rename the third person game mode, or not game mode, the third person controller. Probably the third person game mode too. I guess I don't have to. No, I really don't have to. Okay. This all started with an attempted organization. But yeah, I don't need this. And I'm trying to remember what I created this for in the first place, like why I made this to begin with, what I was trying to do in that moment when I made that. Because apparently I made a file, named it, and then never looked at it again. Like I don't know what I was doing there, but that's about it. So learning a little bit more each time. But yeah, I can safely delete the ball controller, I think. Yep, that's not referenced in anything. Folder. There we go. Did you figure out the purpose? Sort of. It seems like all of this is necessary. As far as I think it's setting up the input mappings, or like linking the input mappings. But if you ask me to create another one, no, I don't think I'd be able to do that. I'm still a few tutorials away on that. Really, the only difference I could find was that this is here, which I had never seen before right now, and this is not. There's nothing in the ball blueprint, the ball game mode. So sort of, but not really, is the answer to your question. I learned just enough to know really if I can delete that controller, but I would think it has to do with setting up different controllable pawns or different controllable objects. But it seems like if you just got the one controllable character, then there's not really a reason to make another controller. If that's incorrect, feel free to correct me, but for my purpose here, it seems like everything is safe to just proceed with using the default third-person player controller. What is not saved in the game mode? I didn't change anything, right? Yeah, just save that. Okay. Player controller, BP third person player controller. No pawn player controller, debug camera controller, BP third person player controller. Oh, replay spectator controller class. I see. It represents the player as a concept. Generally, it would control all your HUD elements or anything else that is part of the player, but not specific to the pawn. Oh, okay. And that control that you're referring to would be, the logic for that would just be set up here, just on this event graph inside the controller, the player controller. Gotcha. Okay. So, for example, if I wanted to set up your, like, the menu functionality of like pausing, unpausing, and navigating the menu, that could be done here. I guess not navigating the menu because that's all done actually here, but just actually summoning or like adding to viewport and such, like actually creating the menu, that could be done here. Okay, that makes sense. I just kind of put it all into one file, so this is easier for separation. Gotcha. Spawning the menu and holding the references and whatnot. Yes. Okay. That makes more sense now. I got a lot of tabs open. Let's close out this. Yeah, we can close this. close this, right? Yeah, I don't need this. Close that. Can close that. Close that too. I don't think I need the box or anything. I'll close that. Or at least I don't need it for anything right now. Close that too. All right. Cut down on the clutter. We'll just call this player menu. Maybe this isn't the right place to actually start the organization of the folders. I feel like it should be a little more higher level. So that way, yeah, because I've got like a UI menu right here. I've got other blueprints in here. So we've already got that. Here, you know what? Let's delete that. We'll just start with player for now. I'll drag UI into the blueprints folder over here. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that. And I guess a main menu. Drag those into there. Drag these into there. What? Source code config ini and text files may need to find replace for BP third. Is it because it's open or something? Which one of those is giving me the issue? Okay. Yeah, the game mode. Source code All right. Copying that, pasting into Google. It's saying you'll need to reassign this in your project settings. Oh, okay. So like the no, hang on. Not in the level, is it? I think it is in the level. Oh, no, it's the other way around. The level is where you select the game mode. Where would this need to be reassigned? Like in the actual project settings here? Oh. Well, no. It's the project name. You can fill in a copyright notice, project versions, maps and modes. Okay, bet. Probably in a different tab. Right here. Is at the top. Gotcha. Okay. Can I tab that? I can. Beautiful. All right, so that'll go into player. No, because that's like, I'd say that's higher level than player. Or lower level, I think is the right phrasing. Oh, higher level. Yeah, that'd be higher level than player. I might just leave it out like this, actually. Just have the game mode out and about. Yeah, I think that's probably better. Just leave the game mode there. I don't need to. If it's giving me a warning that I need to change something by moving it, I don't think it expects me to move it from this blueprints folder, which it seems like easy enough to fix, but I think it's fine to just leave it out. Doesn't really fit into any of those three categories right there. So let's do another folder called environment. We'll put the level N box over in the environment. Put the ball under player. Cool. And that can just sit there. That's probably a better way to organize it. Okay. Oh man, I can already see myself going back and forth between all these different folders, like trying to figure out where I put something or what to select. Okay. But with a purpose now. That's perfectly fine for organization at this point. So with a purpose now, let's go ahead and try to make a simple moving platform. So how do I want to control this platform? Because I don't want it to just go a fixed length. I would like to have a platform that, maybe a timeline, like a transform timeline. Because I want to be able to specify how far it moves in any direction. Yeah, I think timelines are going to be my bread and butter in this situation. Okay. All right, so let's try something like converts this into a reusable blueprint class. Okay. I should probably make a top level parent for the movable platform and then create children of that so that it doesn't have to be the same platform each time. And then I guess I could change like which direction it goes on in the child, but mainly just so I can change what the platform is. I just want that base movement, having a platform move around, to be as bare bones as possible, and then create children of that in order to. You should learn about splines for this. Splines. Okay. I know I've seen information about splines in passing with Blender. Like I've seen people do animations, like spline based animations for like card chases and such. So that if it is in that same vein, I guess that would make sense. Let me take a gander here. Splines. Splines basics. Is this a basics? You on 5.7? No, I think I'm on 5.6 actually. Should I upgrade to 5.7? Would you recommend? Is that going to be a hassle? Even if it is like a little bit tedious, I don't mind doing that, but I have just not even considered the fact that the engine will be updated while I'm working on something. 5.7 added an AI chat thing for learning engine features. That sounds incredible. Just been using Gemini over here and like little bits of links that it throws in. I usually try to open the links that Gemini gives me as a source so I can verify it, because sometimes it just spits out whatever it feels like. Upgrading is extremely simple for BP projects. Okay. So I should probably copy everything from... Well, no, hang on. Actually, never mind. I was going to say I should copy everything from the GitHub folder back to the Unreal folder, but I think I can specify in the Unreal launcher where the project is located. So let me save this real quick. Oh, everything is saved. Save all. Close that. Okay. Unreal. If it goes wrong, you can revert it. Yep. That is correct. Okay, I think I have to do this from the Epic launcher, actually. Let's see. .7.1, look at that. Install. All right, installing. .70 megs a second. What is going on here? That is much lower than it usually is. Probably got other people using the internet right now. Okay, so we'll let that download. While that's downloading, actually, let's do this. Let's grab Spline video. Oh, this is an Unreal 4 tutorial. Oh, this one, okay. This other one's Unreal 5. It's from 2023 though. But hopefully it's still relevant. Speed. Perfect. How long is this video? Oh, it's fine. Oh, I just realized I don't think you can even hear this.
and I'm going to get what looks like a platform
There we
like
go.
this. Then once I'm ready to actually preview this in my game, I'm just going to go ahead and press compile and save. From here, I can then take my platform into the scene by just dragging and dropping from the content browser. And if I press play, I should be able to run around the corner and see I've got my platforms here. And if I wanted to, I can step on them. And the reason for that is because these 3D models come with collision already, which is perfect. So now that we have our platforms in our scene, we can actually start thinking about the blueprint logic, which is going to actually allow us to get this to move and move automatically. And this is where we're going to be using some really interesting blueprints to do all of this for us. Let's hop back in. So within this BP_platform blueprint class, what we're going to do is a couple of things. First of all, I'm just going to go up to components, and I'm going to show you how you can simply make this rotate to start with. So I'm going to go to add components, and then just going to add in a rotating movement. If I compile and play on this, and then run around to my platforms, you can see they are now spinning. And if I stand on this, the character is going to go with it. Really simple stuff. Now, we're not going to have our platform moving like that, just moving round and round. We're actually going to be making this go backwards and forwards from one ledge to another. The way we're going to do this is by going to our event graph. Our event graph is pretty much where we're going to have all of our code for our object. So what we're going to do is on event begin place with
I did search a spline tutorial, like a moving platform spline tutorial, but now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if he's actually going to use splines here. I'll finish it just so I have another reference for how to move platforms, but I don't think this is a spline tutorial.
A timeline just allows us to plot different sort of variables based on time, and the variable that I want to animate is just going to be the transform or the location, so we can tell this to move. You'll see this as we create this timeline. I'm going to go ahead and give this timeline the name movement, and then what I'm going to do is just simply on begin play, we are going to press play. If we go ahead and compile this, it's now going to start playing this timeline. There's nothing in there, and it's not doing anything with the data. That's where we need to set this up. If we double click on this timeline, we're going to be taken into the timeline view. Timeline's really straightforward. It's basically just different tracks or variables on a track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a simple float track, because what I want to do is basically just take the platform here, and where we've got our X location, we're just going to move that one single variable. So I can add that track in. I can also right click and rename this, and I'm just going to call this X location. And then we can start animating on this track. Now, to move around this track, it's really straightforward. Just hold down right mouse button and click and drag, and you're going to be able to move around. You can also use the middle mouse button to zoom in and out. So let's go ahead and take a look at exactly how much movement we want this platform to have. I'm going to delete one of these, but essentially I want my platform to go from here over to line. Could not be easier. We're going to show you exactly how you can plot things on different times and with different values, so you can control the exact look and speed of this platform. So inside of here, first of all, what we need to do is define the length of this animation. We can see this up at the top. I'm going to set this to 7 seconds by just going to length and just typing in 7. Now, if I go ahead and press zoom to fit vertical and horizontal, I can see my track within this space.
Yeah,
now,
I don't see anything about splines in here.
I'm going to add key to curved float here. And what I'm going to do is just simply set the value of this and the time. The time is going to be 0. Then what I'm going to be doing is simply just doing value. And we know it's going to go from 2550. So I can set that value to 2550. Then I can add a keyframe by right-clicking and pressing add key. And at 7 seconds on the time, I can set this to 2750. And again, I'm just typing that in and pressing enter. With that done, if I go ahead and click my zoom to fit horizontal and zoom to fit vertical, I can now see it's going to go from this value to the other. Okay, so with this movement, now that we've got our...
There's no way to like set the current location of the platform and just add a transform in a specific axis. You have to like say I need to go from this specific transform to that specific transform. That sounds like a hassle. I see why you're recommending splines. I could probably just move the splines around rather than doing, surgery on transform coordinates. Is there really no way to have like a current transform current position variable that feeds into this? I mean, you got variables here, but is there a way to make another input? Maybe he's about to tell me. Maybe that's what he's about to do. Maybe he's about to be like, this is tedious, do this instead.
And put it in as a new location. So with this, just drag out from the execution pin from update. On new location, go ahead and split this. Take our Y and drag this in.
Oh, wait, yeah, you could hang on. Yeah, you could totally just like go from 0 to 1 or 1 to 2 and then just add that or whatever. Yeah, okay, you definitely can do some addition or multiplication in between these two. That makes more sense.
Into the Y or whatever axis that you're moving. And then with the current values for our X and Z, whichever ones we're not moving on, we just want to hard code into this. So I'm going to put 1950 in.
But then you still have to know which axis it's moving on at least.
Here and 200 in the second one. If we go ahead and compile and play, and then run over to my platform, you can see that the platform is moving from one side to the other until the timeline stops. Just so you can visualize that a little bit better, if I go ahead and press play, run up to the platform, you can see it slowly moving across. And then as soon as the timeline stops on my blueprint,
Yeah, I see why you're recommending splines instead.
Is a platform that's going to move from one location to the other. What I want to do now is show you a little bit of blueprint so we can have that platform when it gets to one end move back. So essentially just reversing that timeline and then just looping over and over again. The way that we're going to do this inside of Unreal Engine, again, really straightforward. I'm going to open up this BP_platform by just double clicking on it in the content browser. The way that we can handle this logic is really simple. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take this movement timeline here and I'm going to copy and paste this so we've got two. And what I'm going to do is when we finish playing this, we're going to tell it to reverse from end. And this is just going to play the same timeline, but in reverse. When we finish reversing it, we're going to tell it to play from the start. And what it should look like is something like this. And what we also need to do is with our set actor location, just copy.
Wait, what was that? It's 11 minutes. I'll go back to that. Am I crazy? Or I could have swore timelines had like a loop. Well, they do have a loop. That's right. It would start from the beginning. It's got a reverse. Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes more sense now. That makes more sense. Although it'd be cool if timelines had some type of like boomerang functionality built into it. So it just does this, but you just use the second timeline, I guess.
Make sure that our target is set to self, and then just put our Y location in here. But now what's going to happen is when we do event begin play, it's going to play our timeline. Once it finishes, it's going to reverse it. Once the reverse finishes, it's going to play it, and it's just going to go round and around endlessly, pretty much infinitely. If I go ahead and press play, move over to my platform, I can then just take a minute to watch this. So it's going to get to the end, it's going to reverse. Let's see what happens now. Perfect. And if I wanted to, I could absolutely just go and jump on this platform, and I can move with it. And it's just going to go from one side to the other. That's it. So now you should have your platform. It's going to be moving from one side to the other side.
Yeah, I see why you were recommending splines. I feel like it'd be much easier or more friendly to just move the little tracks around rather than figuring out exactly what axis it's going to move on, yada yada. Definitely. All right, you can do it. You can verify. I believe in you, Unreal. Let's get that. Let's get the tunes back on. I've not seen Siren once since the stream started. You know what? I realize I think my wife is doing some work on the laptop out there. When Siren knows there's a keyboard in use somewhere, she will find it. That must have been the closest keyboard available. She has like this cat has a sixth sense for detecting. Oh. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, this cat has a sixth sense for detecting exactly where a keyboard is when it's being used, and she'll home right in on it, lay on it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you'd still use a timeline, but basically it's a timeline scrubbing over 0 to 1 and asking the spline for a transform at that percentage over the spline. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, the way he did it seemed very tedious. Like you got to put in the exact coordinate, go to that exact coordinate, which I guess makes sense if you know exactly where something's going to be moving to. But then I'd have to constantly keep going back into the timeline and changing that value for every platform. If I'm doing a bunch of platforms, that makes a lot more sense that I'd want an actual spline track that I can drag around. Makes sense, makes sense. Okay. Okay, so launch. Let's get that off the desktop. I do not like having those on the desktop. Do I need to replace this here? I might need to replace that. I'll deal with that later. Let's open that up. Yes. What am I looking at right now? They completely redid the startup launcher for Unreal. Huh. This is so different. Oh, look at that. Your first app. Okay. They got a whole thing going on here. I like that. I'd like to go to my projects. Projects. Location. Browse. Okay. GitHub. Yep, right there. Open that. Open a copy. Yeah. Where is it storing this copy it's making? The same location? I don't think this is going to cause a problem. Yeah, probably should have opened in place. It hides that option by default. Open in place. Is that like converting the current version of the project? Oh boy. I don't remember how I did this. Yeah, it would convert it without copying first. Might just go back and do that again anyway. So I don't have to worry about changing the source control of it. That might be the harder way to do it, but you know, we're learning. You know what? We're going to delete this. Yeah, I can delete that. Delete that. My projects. No, browse. Open. Convert in place. Okay. Okay, yeah. I still have this if needed. Convert in place. Okay. Let's do that. I like that option better. I don't feel like messing with Git right now. Sweet. Cool. This is it's looking promising. I don't need this map. I don't need this map at all. That's this one, right? Yeah, I don't need this. It's generated. These are all the, oh, okay. Yeah, these are the meshes it made. That makes sense. I don't know why it's got my name on it, but they're there. Okay. Okay. So let's just load up the main menu. Let's go to third person. Okay. It's like, where on earth is this? Third person Colt. Did I make this? Or this can't be the default engine material. Why is it the only material sitting right here? That can't be right. I must have made this by accident or for a tutorial or something. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the default stuff is hidden right now. I thought, maybe. I don't need this, so. Yeah, on the green props, I was just wondering why. Oh, I guess it really is the only material on the map. Okay. I was just wondering why this is the only material that I see right here. I assumed that the default project had more than just this green material. That's why it led me to think maybe I made an instance of that green material for some reason, or copied it, or did something. But maybe not. Wait, so if I delete, is this in use? That'll tell me. It is in use, yeah. The third person, okay. 33 references. So yeah, I don't want to mess with that for right now. I think I do want to delete this level though, the third person level. Oh, duh, it's open. That took a second to think about what it needed to do. That was scary. I know I want to delete this, but all that made me think I'm not sure now I want to delete it. Screw it, I'm deleting it. I've got a backup. Okay. See, that wasn't so hard. Okay. Back to map 1. Oh, that's right. The whole reason I even downloaded 5.7 was for that AI tutorial thingy. Revision control, Zen server. That I don't think I need to be digging through that right now. Okay, diagnostics. What is? I get so curious about random stuff that I have no business poking through. Okay, I don't need to worry about that right now. That seems too advanced for me. Okay. AI. AI. That's all I got. It's got to be maybe view. No, window. Tools. I bet it's in tools. Could be in help, I guess. Google says it's disabled by default. Check edit plugins. Oh, okay. AI. AI assistant. Look at that. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. See why that warning exists. Restart. I don't imagine that specific plugin is going to affect anything if I ship a game with it on, but I'm sure there's so many other plugins that have nothing to do with just an editor level text LLM that could probably mess with a game or mess it up. What am I looking at here? Whole lot of nothing. It's probably because the default level that it loads into was deleted. So let's go to project settings. Let's go to probably maps and modes. Default game mode, default editor startup map. Okay. We'll do main menu, I'm sure. Game default map. The map that'll be loaded by default when no other map is loaded. Main menu is fine. Yeah, that is fine. Okay. Ask AI. That's crazy. This is crazy right here. This pops up in the side. What's hilarious is I've basically created a custom gem that serves this exact purpose on Gemini and like linked the documentation for Unreal, but I've always been unsure on exactly how well it references documentation that I link, or if it's just search in Google, like regardless of whatever link that I put in the custom instructions. But I'd imagine this is directly linked to whatever the most current version, or at least whatever version of the engine you're working on's documentation is. So that's good. Okay. Splines, that's right. Let's say I want to make a basic moving platform that utilizes splines. Could you teach me? I'm a beginner. Perfect. Prompt engineer of the year right here. Look at that. I wonder what kind of model this is wrapped around here. I wonder if this is Gemini or if this is ChatGPT. Oh God, imagine if it was like Grok or something buried under here. Ugh. Yikes. Okay. That's impressive. Oh, this here, right? This is neat. I wonder if there's a way to give it custom instructions beyond just the prompt here. Because in the gem that I made with Gemini, one of the specific instructions for all prompts that I give, it's just in the instructions for that gem, is to make sure that it explains what it's doing on a way that is I'm able to understand and learn from it, pretending like I'm a student rather than just like, here's step by step, press this button, then press that button, and then press that button, and you're done. I had the one that I made give me like a why on everything. This is probably still good enough. Okay. Okay, so we'll create a platform that moves smoothly along a spline path. And create and configure a spline in the level, add a moving platform blueprint actor, use a timeline to and lerp to smoothly move the platform along the spline. Control platform movement with blueprint events. Right. It's using a custom trained model by Epic specifically for Unreal stuff. That's nice. I feel like it's very out of the ordinary for a company to train their own model. Most of the time, anytime I've seen any other random company be like, use our new AI thing, it's always just like Gemini in a wrapper or ChatGPT in a wrapper. Although I guess if anyone could afford to, it's the people that made Fortnite, right? I got that Fortnite money to train these AI models. Okay. Let's go to map 1. Okay. Search spline and drag a spline actor, or just add an actor and add a spline component. Just add actor. Is there a separate like add actor option here? Because I was just going to go place one and search it, but it says search it or just add actor. I guess add like a component. I don't know. I'm just going to do this though. Oh, that's not where I want to do. I'd like you to be maybe down here. All right, that's good. Need to highlight where I left off so I don't have to keep searching with my eyes. You grabbed the wrong one. Of course I did. That's hilarious. What did I even... Spline mesh actor. Okay, there it is. There's no visual representation of it. I'll just hit delete. That is the only one there. Go to place actors panel, search spline and drag a spline actor, or just add an actor and add a spline component. They were maybe, I don't know. Which is already a problem if they did remove the spline actor, because the AI, how hilarious is that in the AI that comes with 5.7 is telling me to add an object that they removed in 5.7. If that's the case, it might be here somewhere, but I'm doing what it says. Spline. Okay. Did they maybe just... So is that a spline mesh component? Sounds like it is different than a spline component. Yeah, there's spline right here. That is weird. What is the point of that? Could I just Okay, there we go. Spline mesh component is a derivation. I've only ever seen this word written down. Derivation. It's derivative of a spline mesh component. That's usually how I would say that. Which can be deformed using a spline. Only start and end positions. Oh, okay. So that's like if I wanted to make like a rope or a wire or something. Okay. Yeah, that's so weird. Huh. Okay. So, oh yeah, there you go. Spline mesh is for deforming actors. Okay, well, let's go ahead and I don't even know why I looked through this freaking menu. Yeah, I'm just going to delete it. You can make your own, just make a BP spline actor and drop in a spline component. Yeah. Yeah, that's just so weird that I don't know. It's so weird that it's not there in the place actors panel. Make sure the spline component is the root. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll just make another one. Or a new one, I mean. Let's go to blueprints. I'd call that environment, I guess. Maybe it's more of like a tool? No, environment. Environment's fine. I don't need to further specify folders designations. Just blueprint. Spline. Okay, we're just going to do a basic actor. So I got to make this the root. There we go. Okay. Spline is the root. There we go. Okay. Add a spline component in the viewport. Use the spline points to create a path your platform will follow. Okay. Oh, spline component variable. All right. So if I just, hang on, if I just drag this in now, am I still able to edit these points? Yeah. Yeah, I can. Look at that. Wait. No, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all. Maybe there's like I don't even have the right one selected right now. Spline. That was right. Oh, it was right. Oh, okay. I didn't see this third spline in the middle. I thought this was trying to track to the end. So when I was like doing this, I was confused why there was an endpoint past that. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. And I assume I can add different points, right? Select last spline point, select next spline point, select all spline. These are selecting. Okay. You just, okay. Nice. Alt drag. Good to know. Appreciate that. Oh. Alt drag. Maybe you can't duplicate the endpoints. Yeah, that makes sense. You can't duplicate endpoints. Got it. Okay. They're the directions of the curve. These little guys here, right? Yeah, okay. So this is very similar to how you create like SVGs, like vector art. I mean, you can technically make vector art with like a tablet and a pen, or like a pen, whatever, Apple Pencil, and just draw the vectors. But if you were like hand making like vectors or shapes, you have these like a similar little set of components like this, like these splines. Okay, where was I? I was... Okay, so we already did... Oh wait, we did this. Fine, okay, in the content browser, add new blueprint class, actor, yep, we got that. I guess I don't need to call it spline. I could just name this something else. So it's saying open it in the components tab, add a static mesh component, and then add a spline component, but it doesn't say that the spline needs to be the root. So if it does need to be the root, it is not informing me of that information. But I assume I can just add a mesh as a child of the spline, right? Oh, that's the platform section you're looking at. Oh, that's the variable. Okay, this word went in one eyeball and out the other. I just did not see or process that word existing right there. That makes more sense. Okay, so we got the spline actor. We'll leave that there because it's just going to reference the spline. Got it. So we'll go static mesh. No, just actor. That's right. Static mesh is the component. Okay, let's call it moving. I gotta remember to designate these. Yeah, let's rename this too. Okay. Static mesh. Cube, sure. And add, oh, the variable, that's right. Okay. Spline component. We'll assign it dynamically later. Okay, so I don't have to worry about the type right now. All right, add variables and components. Create a variable spline reference of type spline component. Oh, got it. Spline component. Got it. Okay. Or actor with spline. It would be actor with spline then. Okay. The type should be your custom spline actor. That makes sense. Yeah. Let's go VP spline. Perfect. I don't know why that always trips me up, making variables of object references. For some reason, is just not naturally processing in my brain. I'm getting it better now, but okay. Right, create a float variable distance along spline to track progress. Got it. And that is a float. In the event graph, right-click and add a timeline node named Platform Move Timeline. Alrighty. That is not what I was looking for. Timeline. There we go. This is nice, but it's giving me not much screen space to work with over here. Try to push this in as much as I can. I think I can pop this out into a floating window, but I'm debating if I want to have this off screen or on screen. Might be more engaging for what I'm like to follow along with what I'm doing to have it on screen, but we'll see. If I absolutely hate it, I'll move it off screen to my second monitor. Which, can I even do that? Actually, it says floating window, but can I actually drag that over to my... I can drag it to my second monitor. Cool. Oh no, how do I put it back? Oh no. You know, I kind of like it in the details panel. But I think it's in that specific details panel, which I don't... not jiving with. Oh no, wait a minute. If I were to... Okay, there we go. Okay, that's cool. So even if you like pop it out and put it somewhere else, if you just click Ask AI down here, it'll put it back where it was before. That's nice. All right. So where's I at again? All right. Float variable distance along spline did that. And timeline did that. Okay, so the track says should be type float. Wait, a timeline node named platform move timeline? You can name a timeline node? Oh my gosh, you can name a timeline node. Look at that. I don't really need to, but it's suggesting. Sure. It didn't. Oh, you can double click. It didn't space out the letters like it usually does. Oh, whatever. Usually when you camel case it like that, it'll still separate the letters in the displayed name. All right. Anyway. Oh, and that's really nice for having it in the tab up here. So like with these other tabs, I don't have to think, okay, what was that timeline for again? It's right there. It is nice to be able to name the timelines. I get the reasoning now. Add a float track, name it alpha. Okay. Length is 5 seconds already. Add 2 keyframes, time 0, value 0, time 5, value 1. We'll just add, can I not double click? All right, just add the 2 here. Time 0. And go 1, value Oh, 5. Do that and that. There we go. That was weird. I don't know why it was on like 0.8764 or something. I don't know. Okay. That's backwards. Oh, it is backwards. Time 5, value 1. There we go. What a silly goose I am. Okay. With auto interpolation. Auto. Oh, that's nice. Creates a curve? So off topic right now, but I wonder if I should put a curve to the timeline for the charge up. Like have the slower section be, or sorry, have the less powerful section in the beginning be slower, and then at the end it charges up real fast. Well, no, because that would really only be a skill check if you could miss the full charge. You'd have to like time the full charge, right? I don't know if I want to put a mechanic where like if you overshoot the charge, it punishes you. Maybe I might save that for later. Okay. All right, yeah, that's all done. On begin play, get and store a reference to the spline, either assign it manually or find it in the level. Is it just telling me to do that? Get no, I can't just, yeah, no. Yeah, that's not gonna work. It's assuming prior knowledge. Do you know how to assign a variable in level? Do I? I don't think so. I'm trying to remember when I would have done that before. I don't think so. Other than, well, I should just make a variable and then get ref. No, I really don't, do I? Store reference. Little I button next to your variable toggles, making them editable on instances in the level. Okay, so Wait, where was it again? Oh, right here. Okay. So just make, we got spline component right here. The eyeball there, okay. Just get? Is that all it's asking me to do right now? Calculate the distance along spline. Timeline. Update pin to calculate the distance along the spline. Alpha times spline length. Get the spline length from your spline reference. I guess like this, it's validating it. Get, and then is valid. That's my best guess as to what it's asking me to do here. I'm gonna hit the submit on this question here just to make sure I'm doing that right. Okay, already did. Create a variable, spline reference of the spline component or the blueprint class that owns the spline. Okay, we got that right here. Set it to instance editable. Okay, yep, instance editable. And expose on spawn in the variable details. Expose on spawn, okay. In your level, after placing the moving platform, assign the spline reference manually via the details panel. Oh, okay. Do I need to do that? Oh, because I have to have different splines. That's why. I can't just use the same spline. Because I feel like if I do it this way, then the spline component, it's referencing the one spline that I have. So I'm going to need to have separate instances of the spline and then assign each platform to that spline. Okay, that makes more sense now. I see what it is asking me to do. I guess this is still valid here, right? I can still leave that. Break that for now. Compile that, save. So if I were to come over to the platform, maybe it should just be object reference. Not seeing it here either. Do I not? Oh no, that's the spline selected. I don't even have it in the level right now. That's why. Spline component. Spline. Okay. No, I can just select it. Okay. Okay. I see now. Yeah, they're all gonna be a BP underscore spline. It's just what instance of it it's going to be. So I still need to have it set like this. Okay. Okay. I see the logic now. That makes sense. I completely understand. platform move timeline update pin to calculate the distance along spline. Alpha times spline length. Oh, alpha. Alpha times spline length. So multiply, I suppose. And then spline component. I don't think, yeah, that's not going to work. How do I get the length of the spline? Back up here. Oh, use the get location at distance along spline node. Okay. Get location at this. It's just from the spline. Get location at distance along spline. Get distance along spline at location. Is that what it's telling me to do? Get location at distance along spline. Get distance along spline at location. Oh, I didn't even type it right. I assume that might be the one that it's asking me for, but get distance. No, get location. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Get location at distance along spline. Okay. That was way harder than it should have been. Okay. All right. I think we're finally cooking a little bit here. Let's put these down at the bottom under here. So we'll do alpha times spline length. Input the calculated distance. What? God, my brain is melting right now. Ask the spline how long it is. How do I ask the spline how long it is? Is that like a separate? Is it like get length? Or is it this here? Am I getting that from here? It's this part right here that's kind of tripping me up. Calculate the distance along spline, alpha times spline length, get the spline length from your spline reference. Here's the spline reference. Get spline length. Get spline length. That's what it was. Silly goose. Sweet. That goes into there. That goes into there. Set world location. Probably the scene route. Oh, unless the... No, yeah, the cube will move with the scene route. Okay. That should go there. That goes there, I assume. That's on begin play. Well, yeah, it's using the timeline though, so the timeline will do the updating, I suppose. Oh, I meant to grab all that. That there. Let's move this right here. Oh man, how am I going to organize this? That there. That like here, I guess. I don't know, man. Here, sure. That's fine. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. Calculate the distance along spline. Got that done. Get location at distance along spline. Got that. Okay. Set the actor's world location to the location return. Got that. Optionally, control rotation along the spline tangent using get tangent at distance along spline. Do I want to control the rotation? That'd be more of like a, I guess, a stylistic choice. You can just have the platform stay at the same rotation and move around. I don't know of a lot of games that rotate the platform as well. Usually the platform just kind of stays in the same rotation. Could make it a little bit harder though, if it's rotating the platform as well. Using get tangent at distance along spline. Oh, I think I have to. Let's try one of these. Get tangent at distance along spline. And set actor rotation. Okay, got it. Set actor rotation. Do I... rotate from vector? All right. Sure. Just play. I assume I could make a circular spline, like connect two ends together. coordinates to world space. Yeah, I missed that. Set the coordinates to world space. Oh. Yeah, okay. Oh. Okay, okay. That makes sense. But the rotation should be local, I would imagine, right? I would think so. World there too. Okay. Okay. We will do world. On timeline finished. You would use local if the spline was part of the actor. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. If you only wanted the actor to rotate and not it rotate based off of, you know, the spline or okay. That makes sense. So finished. What is the difference between reverse from end and reverse? We're gonna why can't I plug it back in there? What? I can't put it into any of these. I just need a second timeline, maybe? Gotcha. That makes sense. Reverse starts reversing from the current time in the timeline, aka if you executed that before the timeline finished. That makes more sense. Okay. So would I come? No, I'm not going to bring that back over here. The only thing I can think of to get this to reverse is making a second timeline like the guy did. Like this. And just like drag that out. This is my guesstimate of what I would be doing here. Still got the same. Yep. All right. That's overkill. That's what I thought. Wait, where am I going? So if I delete this, I just can't I can't go from finished back into reverse, which is what it's telling me to do here. On timeline finished, either reverse or play from start to loop movement back and forth. Is that maybe just something I can tick in here? Just loop. I don't think that's what I want. For a single loop, you'd want to put a delay node from finish to start. Oh, really? Okay. And then, oh. All right, look at that. Oh, that is Again, sometimes visually this all gives me OCD as far as the wires getting moved around and crossed like that, but if it works. You know, I think this might be a situation where I'm gonna go ahead and just put a couple of these in. I don't even think this is gonna matter, actually. It's still gonna look all crisscrossed. Oh, I could do it like this. Hang on. Do this. That still doesn't look great. This just looks kind of silly to me. I don't know why. Ultimately, it'd be nice if all of the loops had these, like, you know, by default, but that feels a little bit better. Embrace the cross. Yeah. I just need to get used to it. It's not like I'm going to go through and do it to all of these here. But I'll leave that. I already messed with it. All right. Drag these back over here. Alrighty. Can I set this to 0? I can set it to 0. Let's do 0.5 actually. We'll let it stop for a second. Okay. Drag that over a little bit. All right. I think this is good. Let's go ahead and test this. Oh, it's blind. There we go. Can I not click that one? Oh, I can. Okay. Move that like right there. Move that like right there. Oh, sure. Kind of curve this one out a little bit too. And something like that. It's probably fine for now. Let's kind of test this out a little bit. A nice little smiley shape. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Spline component. Spline. All right. So should just snap to the spline, I think, when I start. Hey, look at that. It's moving. It's not rotating. Oh. It's not reversing where I need it to. That's funny. Just restarting. I swear it went back the first time, did it not? Crazy. Yep, it's going back. Then it just starts from there again. That is weird. What is happening there? Is that not the beginning of the spline? set first spline point. Okay. A select first spline point. Select last spline point. Okay. Maybe if I just put it on reverse instead of reverse from end. I don't know. Oh. It's gotten hung up on something there. Where is it? Where's it getting hung up on? See, what is the problem when I do reverse from end, though? It finishes. When it finishes, it should just reverse from the end because we're multiplying the alpha by the spline length. It's something to do when it starts reversing. It's getting confused at that point. Wait, no, because it starts on one side, then it goes to the other, then it reverses. It's when it's finishing the reverse, it's getting caught up on something. Okay, yep, so it did the reverse. And now it's getting caught up on something there. It's wanting to start from the beginning. Let's see here. I think it has to do with something about these are not. It's because finishing is telling it to restart from the end and reverse to the start every time. Oh, you're right, aren't you? You are right. Oh, so we want to. Well, no, we don't want to play from start, do we? We want to. I want to drag off direction and select switch on enumerator. On E timeline direction. Okay. Should this be at the end, maybe? Unless this can go into both. Can this take both? It can take both. Is that what I'm trying to do, maybe? That goes off the finish node. Oh. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Tells it which direction to restart in. Okay. 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 Okay, so forward, it's going to reverse, and then backwards, it's going to play from start. Yeah. Okay. 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 I see now. Let's go back on that. Actually. What? There's no. I can't shift Control Z. Okay. Redo. It's Control Y. What? Who puts redo on Control Y? What is that? Okay. All right. So I'll do some organization. That there. That there. All right, and then forward, we'll go down to here. I want another delay node, I guess. That also might be overkill. Like, can I take two of these? Can I put backwards in there too? I could put backwards in there too. That's awesome. Oh no, I can't. Okay, because the completed needs to go in. Yeah, they need to go into different pins there. Okay. Yeah, I need another delay node. Slot the delay before the switch. Big brain. Big brain over there. I don't know why I deleted that. I could just move it. But yeah, big brain plays right there. Thank you. That like, oh god, this looks horrible. This is, I got spaghetti everywhere. All right, so forward goes into reverse and backward goes to play from start. All right. I'm embracing the crisscross now. You see this? You see how terrible this looks? Okay, reverse. And take it back now, y'all. We did it. Amazing. I say we, but you are really doing a lot of the heavy lifting as far as like course correcting my mistakes here. So I do appreciate your help. Oh my god. I hate this so much. I hate the way this looks so much. I can't put into words how much this just is like nails on a chalkboard to my brain. What is going on here? I don't even know where to begin to organize this mess that I'm looking at, but that's for later. That's for future me. That is for future me. Future me's gonna get in here and be like, what am I looking at here? What did he do? Referring to past me. Yeah, we're gonna just not look at that. We're gonna scoot that out of here. That's a problem for another day. You can use custom events to remove the crossing if you hate it so much. Yeah, you're right. I could totally do that. I think we'll try to leave it like this for right now, but yeah, I think at some point, ultimately, I do want to do a custom event pass of all my blueprints and just try to categorize things into little events or macros if I can. For right now, we're just spitting it out. Just spitting out code here. All right. Usually it's not like this, but timelines are unique in that you want to plug them into themselves a lot. Yeah, it's a very self-sustaining ecosystem here with the timelines for sure. Okay, so I think this needs to plug into this as well. Maybe set world rotation? Is that a thing? Let's do that. Here, go up here. Okay, I think it should be fine. Save that. Play. No. Not really doing anything, is it? Is there maybe a different kind of set rotation? Set relative rotation? We'll try set relative rotation. Get out of here. Oh, wait. I want you. Get out of here. There we go. Something is unplugged. Oh, from... What is not plugged in here? Default scene root. World. I think that's probably it right there. Okay. Wait, is that gonna work? Can I just bing bang boom that? Ah, look at that. Amazing. Appreciate you. Thank you. If there's really any... I mean, for my use case, I feel like there's not a whole lot of difference between these three for what I'm trying to do. I think in other situations there would be, but for this situation, I think it's fine. Just use the set relative rotation. All right, y'all gotta get out of here. Actor rotation and world rotation are the same. Okay, that makes sense. Relative is current actor plus input rotation. Okay, okay. You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say we successfully created a spline-based moving platform. So in this case, you want world rotation. Okay, okay. I'll go ahead and change that. I forgot that it does that. That's not what I was trying to do. That there, get rid of that, get rid of that. Put that here. Put that here. Perfect. But yeah, as I was saying, if I didn't know any better, I feel like I would think we successfully made a moving platform, a moving spline-based platform. That's awesome. You've been a great tutor, man. I appreciate all your help, like genuinely. I like the AI thing. Yeah, the AI thing is nice. It's a good way to like set you along a path. And it is nice that it does a certain level of explanation, but ultimately it does encourage me to go through and when I read something I don't understand and just kind of search what that is attempting to reference or what that is referencing that I'm attempting to understand. Better way to put it. Okay, so tips: add a delay, use rotation along spline for realistic orientation, use blueprint interfaces or events to trigger platform start stop. Okay, that might be a good idea. Have some I know how to speak words. Triggerable platforms, like a button or a zone you can roll into, or push up against, or slam into, in order to actually trigger the platform to move. What is that? Oh yeah, this is when I was asking it to specify what it was talking about. All right. So I can... This is all in the moving platform. Okay. So yeah, I'm ultimately going to need to make... I'll just need to make children of the moving platform because I think they're all based on the root, right? They're not based on the cube. Yeah, they're all based on the scene root. So I think I can make children of the moving platform and then just replace the cube with whatever I want the platform to be. Oh, I wonder if just like resizing this just haphazardly is going to affect how it moves, like the rotation and such. Yeah, let's just give it a sure, let's just give it like a random shape, I guess, you know, see what that looks like in action. That's moving about how I would have expected it to, I guess. Whoa, that little whip at the end though. Yeah, that's fine until it gets to the end and it just skirt like Tokyo drifts around the corner there. Also, hang on, I want to drag this up here. Although I think it does have a little bit of a skirt at the end here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it? If I'm like at the horizontal section, like this is facing that way, and horizontally this is facing like that way, which is less intense of a turn. So that does make sense. But I'm pretty sure I could just put these wherever. Like it doesn't even need to be there, right? I can just hit play and then there it is. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's accurate. Being bigger exaggerates it. That makes sense. What would you do in the situation where you have these platforms that are like kind of intersecting the splines? Would you just put the platforms off in their own little section of the map? Like you could probably just stack them up behind the player, or would you put them like right on top of the spline? Maybe not like right next to the player, but you know, like would you have it right where the spline is, or would you personally put it like somewhere like off to the side out of the way of the spline? Because no matter what, when I hit play, it's just going to snap to where the spline is. I'd put it near, probably underneath. Okay, yeah, I think that does make the most sense. Yeah, because you want to know which spline goes to what object, so it would make zero sense to Just stack them together in one spot. Okay. You know what? You know what I'm about to do? Let's do one of these. Where's the spline? All right, I'm going to delete the spline. It's referenced already. Oh, but it's just referenced in it. Okay, yeah. It's just referenced in the details panel here, so that doesn't matter. I can just reset the reference. I'm going to delete the spline. Yeah, that's fine. You know what, just for fun, put that like right here, down here, right here. And then maybe like right here. Check this out. Oh gosh. Spline. Spline. Oh, I see why these little selection nodes are here, because it's hard to just actually click on that. Select last point, select beginning. What? Oh, were those the tangent? Those, I think those are the tangent arms I was looking at. Yeah, those are the tangents. Okay. Last one. Let's just do this. Shoop. Just put that right there. Just have it carry me all the way to the end. Just to test it out. I don't know. Just for funsies. Oh, you know what? Let's put a little extra points in here as well. Yeah, let's do this. Let's check this out. Let's do this. Do something like this. Wait, is that? Oh, that's the tangent. Okay. So in that case, actually, let's move this back a little bit. I wonder if it's an option to set the tangent arms like as a different color. Like I'm pretty sure they're like a little bit more purple. At least the nodes are like slightly like a lavender color. But it'd be nice if they were like bright green or something, so that just on a dime, you can instantly tell which ones are the tangent arms. But yeah, let's do something like that. Then let's do that. Oh, okay. And that. Yeah, I definitely think they're a little hard to differentiate. You know what? Let's do like this. Something like this and this. Something like this. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Sure, why not? Just want to test that out and see what the speed looks like if I can even stand on it as the ball, or if I'm just gonna roll off the back, or just gonna test that out real quick. Although maybe I should make this platform a little bit smaller. Do like something smaller that way, and make it a much of a square as we can. And no. shrink that a little bit. Okay. Oh, I didn't assign it. Spline. Okay. Whoa, that thing is going. I forgot about the time. Oh, that's funny. That's okay. That's hilarious. It'd be nice if I could expose the time variable to the details panel here as well. I wonder if I can. Let me go take a look. There's new time. Oh, set new time. Is that I feel like that would just be to set where in the timeline it is. See this right here. I want to expose this to the details panel. Wait, no. I want to expose this, actually, the length. The length and the time of the last node. That feels like that'd be a little complicated. I may need to go in and change it manually each time. Let's see what set new time does. I don't know. Let's do timelines. Timelines have a set play rate function. You can expose that. Oh, really? Let's see. Where are you hiding, little buddy? Maybe it's in the event graph. Let's go back here. That play rate. Right click in your graph and get a reference to your timeline by searching for it. Okay. Platform move timeline. Get platform move timeline. Okay, and then promote to variable, right? Wait. Expose, just, no. Set play rate. Okay, and then new rate. Okay, cool. Awesome. I figured there had to be a way to do that. That makes sense. Appreciate it. So we'll just do... I could probably do it at the very beginning, actually. I could probably just do something like this. So I don't have to put it in that jumbled mess of spaghetti. Okay. New rate. Promote to variable. And we'll go... Timeline... Speed, maybe? Try timeline speed. I feel like that'll just be easier for me to identify off the bat. Let's try that. And then, oh wait, I gotta expose it. And then expose on spawn. Yes. Okay. Timeline speed. Okay, so if it's at 0, I assume it's not going to move. Let's try that. Yeah, it does not move. Okay. Okay, that feels like a very essential value to have exposed to the details panel. So if I do 1, it books it. Nice. I can increase that too, I'd imagine. 2. Oh, yeah, you can. That's really cool. We'll do like 0.2. I didn't think it'd be that slow, but Oh no! That's funny. Okay. Let's see here. You know what? I kind of want to just move this line a little bit. Line. Oh. Oh. Spline. Spline. Maybe just stretch that out a little farther. Or I could just move it up. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's do a little faster. Let's do like let's try 0.3. Oh my gosh. All right. Not as easy as I thought it'd be. Oh my gosh, trying to get on a moving platform with this ball is actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. No! No! Yeah, you're not staying on that thing easily. Oh wow. All right. So I know I can set the dampening of the ball. But I wonder if I could set, rather than setting the dampening of the ball, I wonder if I could set dampening of the surface here so that it dampens anything on it versus having to do that from the the moving objects end. Where did I change? I remember I had to change the dampening on the ball because there was a section where I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. No, at this point it was like four or so weeks ago. The ball would just roll indefinitely. There was no. Do I see moving baskets in the future? That's a pretty good idea. Yeah, moving baskets. Huh. Okay. Okay. I like that. I could also just do the baskets. I think is probably what's going to happen. I'm realizing logically now, if I wanted to do that, I could just make a little, like an area, like a box, like the box over here. I keep forgetting what the default is called. So I want to say trigger box, but I know that's not the right verbiage. I forget what the actual verbiage is, but I could set an area right here that changes the dampening level of the ball if it's in that little box. So I could just do it like that. But the basket is not a bad idea. I like the basket. I can also make different kinds of platforms. Like there could be like a sand trap if I'm going with the golf theme. The sand trap would absolutely need to have some type of dampening area of effect there. Yeah, baskets is a pretty good idea. Oh man, now I'm picturing like a little Ferris wheel with baskets in it, maybe like physics baskets that have like a constraint of how much they can rotate back and forth because you don't want it to like flip upside down. But yeah, like a little Ferris wheel with baskets on it. Maybe that Ferris wheel is moving on a platform. Maybe no, that sounds a little too tough to make it onto. But it could carry you up to like another ledge up top, maybe. That'd be a neat idea. Okay. But yeah, currently as is. I mean, I guess if it was going slow enough, you could just like, as long as you made contact with it, you could just keep jumping and dashing in the air. Yeah, I'm already seeing possibilities for more obstacles. That's awesome. Yeah, baskets are definitely going to be essential, I think. Yeah, baskets, like sand traps, whether they're moving or not, I still think like your dampening should be much higher when you're in a sand trap versus just like on a normal green platform, I guess. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. Nice. All right. Made some good progress here. Anti-gravity areas. That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I remember we were playing with the gravity a while ago. I think that was you that was in here. I'm pretty sure it was. When I was messing with the gravity of that cube when I was doing the first person blueprint, just kind of like learning around. That'd be cool. Yeah. I think the anti-gravity. I gotta write these down, actually. Make a note or something. I don't want to forget. Just keep adding to the note when I get an idea. We'll go. I can picture a level where you fling yourself through floating junk. That would be cool. Yeah. Oh, you would have to touch. You'd have to touch something because right now the dash and the jump reset. Not when you touch the ground, just when you touch anything. I remember there was a way to do like is on ground. Oh, you know what it was? I tried to set up like an is on ground or like the ground built in detection, but that is only on a, I think not an actor. It was on the, whatever the one above pawn is, because this is the ball is technically a pawn. It's not a character. I think that's what it was. I think the verbiage is character. Yep, there we go. Character. Yeah, it's not a character. I don't know if I made a mistake by making it a pawn and not a character, but I've yet to run into a situation where I absolutely needed it to be a character instead of a pawn. So yeah, but that floor detection is part of the character parent or class, character class. The pawn class does not have that like is on ground detection. Unfortunately, it's only like when you touch an object. But that would come in handy in an anti-gravity area. Obviously, it'd be hard to tell where ground is in the anti-grav area. So you definitely want it to just touch something to be able to refresh. Yeah, floating junk. That's a great idea. I'm gonna write these down right now. Anti-grav. Baskets. Parentheses Ferris wheel question mark. High dampening sand traps. I still want to do the giant golf club. Giant golf club. Oh, that'd be a little bit. That'd be a little bit of a cross contamination. But now I'm thinking like pinball bumpers. Like you can run it, you hit a bumper and it just shoots you out one way. Or maybe even like the paddles. Maybe there's like a section somehow you could like fling paddles. I think spitballing all these ideas will help inform the theme of the game later. I agree. Yeah, I think it will. I don't know a lot about like game design or development. I do remember watching a video. Who was it from? I think it was from Game Maker's Notebook, talking about how Nintendo designs their games. They pretty much never start with a theme. They're like, for example, Splatoon. They did not come into a pitch meeting with the idea, yeah, we want to have a game where people run around and spray each other with paint. That'd be fun. The idea happened with them just brainstorming and prototyping different mechanics. And then one of the mechanics they prototyped was like covering stuff in paint or a surface. And then that is what Splatoon was born from, because the mechanic itself informed the theme of the design. So it seems like, at least there's probably many ways to do it, but from what I can tell, the Nintendo way is starting with the design and having that inform the theme of the game later. Which, I mean, it's Nintendo, you know, I doubt they're doing it wrong. And they probably don't do that with everything. Like, obviously, when they make the next Mario game, they're like, yeah, the theme is Mario. So don't make a game that mechanically is not themed around Mario. But I'm sure it's a little mix when you're dealing with existing IPs. But new IPs, from what I've seen, They do base it entirely off of the mechanics that are fun, not just like a theme and then make a mechanic behind it. Sweet, sweet. All right. Oh, I thought I had one more idea for a platform or an obstacle. Oh, that's right. Like a paddle wheel, or like a what's the word? I cannot think of the word right now. The big spinny wheels that are in rivers that generate power, like turn a grain mill or something, like a water windmill. Water mill. Is that it? Is it just water mill? I think it might just be water mill. Check. It is a water mill. Yep, that's what it's called. It's a water mill. Yeah, something like a water mill, but obviously with much less paddles on it. Something similar to that. I think that was it. Oh, and the pinball. That's right. Pinball bumpers. Pinball bumpers. Cool. All right. Well, I think that is going to conclude my session for tonight. Finished what we set out to do here. So I do appreciate you always stopping by and hanging out and essentially being my Unreal tutor. You're always a great help making guy. I appreciate you. Hopefully this new AI assistant will also participate in speeding up my understanding of the engine. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, man. I will catch you next week. Yeah, I'll be on next week for sure. And if you want to stop by again, feel free. I will be figuring something else out. Not sure what it's going to be then, but I'll have a goal by the time we start the next stream here, and we'll get working on that. So thanks, man. I hope you have a good night. Enjoy. And anyone else that stopped by and watched, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Take care.